Afternoon all. This is going to be a Q&A style video. Great response yesterday, by the way, on Facebook. So much so that it's going to be a two-parter. So I think we've got 12 questions. So let's get to the first 6. First one up, Sue Sturgeon. Help! I need your help, Andy. 16 days eating and drinking with Maggie, Ronnie and Jerry has not done me any favours. Sue, for anyone who doesn't know, is my mother-in-law. So knowing Sue's dietary habits fairly well, I'm going to give you 2 bits of advice. Number 1, put down the cheese. Number 2, step away from the cheese. Do those and then we'll talk after that. Next question from Mike Samuels. Do you eat mostly the same foods each day or do you vary it up a lot? So I tend to be a creature of habit, especially with things like breakfast and lunch. So they stay fairly similar. So breakfast, it's normally Greek yogurt or maybe porridge or maybe a shake, but you know, it's normally one of those 3. Lunch tends to be on the move. So that's normally jump into the supermarket, pack of chicken, bit of fruit, very light, maybe a protein bar. And the evening's probably where I vary it up the most, just because I've got a bit more time. I can put foods together. I eat with my wife and we just like to, you know, just have that bit of variety and sort of eat on the fly a little bit. I think that works. For me, it works really well. Check out Mike's website, by the way, Healthy Living, Heavy Lifting. I always wonder if I'll get that right. But yeah, awesome stuff, and check him out on Facebook as well. Always putting out good content. Tom Jenner, Burger King or Mackie D's? Come on, man, this is a no-brainer. It's Mackie D's all day long, except the bacon double cheeseburger, which, to be fair to Burger King, you got one thing right. Nikki Eden, show me a plan that includes access to coffee shops for people out on the road. This is my biggest challenge. I've been tracking on Weight Watchers app, but seem to take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Training twice a week too. Easy for me to say. So yeah, being on the road is tough, but there's a few things you can do. So the coffee shops one first. Coffee shops in general aren't great for just selection of food. Like, it tends to be sort of quite high sugar, quite high fat, low protein, doesn't fill you up. You know, like them small cakes and muffins and stuff, they're so small, but they've got like 400, 500, 600 calories in. So it's just really easy to overconsume it without, you know, it's not people go in there and buy like 4 or 5 muffins. You know, 1 muffin, 600 calories, that's a lot. If you're on the road, 2 things: take stuff with you, so fruit, protein bar, even shakes and stuff that you can mix up, things that travel well and that you've always got with you. So worst case scenario, if you go to a coffee shop and there's no selection and you do, you know, you just want something sweet, then if you've got the protein bar in the bag, at least you can sort of pair them together, and that's a lot more likely to last you. You know, if you're back on the road for another couple of hours, you won't be sort of tempted to stop again. But it's a hard one. It takes a little bit of planning, but it is doable. Probably the other thing, while I'm talking about coffee shops, things like lattes and speciality coffees are just calorie laden. So you don't even have to be buying, you know, muffins are quite obvious. You know, if you look at look at chocolate cake, you know it's going to be a ton of calories. But an innocuous coffee, which doesn't, you know, it's only like a cup of milk, boom, 400 calories down, without, just under the radar stuff. Definitely something to look at. Oh, another one from Nikki. Jason wants to know, is the 5-2 diet any good? So for anyone who doesn't know, the 5-2 diet is like an intermittent fasting sort of setup. So you eat normally for 5 days and then you fast for 2. Well, you don't fast for 2. Technically, you just have 1 small meal on each of those days. I think it's about 500 or 600 calories. I've had limited experience. I've never done it myself. I've had a couple of clients who have done it. One of them loved it, one of them hated it. So it's one of them ones where it'll work for some people and not others. I know it's a bit of a wishy-washy answer, but what I would say is it sort of teaches you that you can go for a longer period of time without having to eat, which I think a lot of people need to do to sort of break that snacking habit. And it's very simple to follow. You just have to, you know, prepare that 600 calorie meal and that's done. So yeah, I think for some people it works well. So maybe one of those ones where if you haven't tried it before, give it a look. How many questions are that? Do you know what? I'm going to leave that there because I've been rabbiting on for a while. But stay tuned and I'll address the next sort of 6 or 7 questions in the next video. Take it easy. Bye bye.